Hello, my chicklets. Thank you for stopping by. It is raining where I am at, so make sure to let me know in the comments if the sound is unbearable or if you actually like it. Maybe I can start backing these stories with some musical tracks or something, if that's something y'all would like to see. For now, let me go ahead and read to you a short intro-ality story called Campfire Tales. 6 men sat around a campfire listening to the sounds of the forest as they wound down for the evening. It happened on a dark, cold night, as most good horror stories do. But this, unfortunately, wasn't a horror story. Remus watched as Logan attempted to explain the proper procedures for s'more making to Janice, who was intentionally acting like he didn't know what a s'more was. Patton was sneaking marshmallows straight out of the bag, while Roman distracted Virgil. It was a cute little scene, but Remus wasn't content with the soft, quiet air. He wanted a horror story. He wanted adventure. He wanted blood. Okay, not real blood, but he wanted something more than this fake, saccharine moment. To him, a quiet night camping was when the terrors began to play, screaming their wild madness into the air. He wasn't here for the summer movie of the year. He was here for suspense. "Let's tell scary stories," he shouted, a toothy grin reaching from ear to ear. Shouting out his opinions normally didn't work, but that didn't mean he wasn't going to try. He wanted to actually have some fun this trip, or at least his kind of fun. They had done all of the normal camping stuff, nature walks, taking pictures, gossiping around a campfire, but now it was his turn. His mind made scary stories with ease and confidence. Making up something scary would be easy for him. But as his friends and brother looked up, none of them seemed interested. He was met with the regular, "not tonight," "I don't think that's wise," and "only my brother would want to make something beautiful terrifying." His brother was a spoilsport anyway. But he had known this for a while. Remus pouted, sitting back as he looked up at the sky. Janice was normally willing to indulge him, but his best friend enjoyed watching the nerd of their group get frustrated. And Remus couldn't blame him. Janice and Logan had been dancing around each other all year, like two balls circling a drain until they eventually collided. Remus wanted Janice to get on with it, but he wasn't going to stop his friend from finding love. He just wanted to do something he would be good at, and something he would enjoy. Camping was kind of his thing. But not the way his brother did it, with a trailer and all the supplies they needed. There was no roughing it element that made them confront their own fears and limitations. Remus groaned, letting his head flop down until he heard the soft sound of footsteps next to him. "I'll listen." His head shot back to the person now sitting next to him, Patton blushing slightly as he smiled at Remus. That was not who he was expecting to come to the aid of his boredom. "It's probably going to scare me pretty bad, but as long as I sleep near someone who can protect me, I think I'll be okay." He had such a cute, soft smile, and Remus knew if he broke that smile, the others would not be happy with him. But how could he say no? Someone finally wanted to listen to his stories. Remus was absolutely giddy, sitting up straighter as he turned to look at Patton. Of all of his friends, he hadn't expected Patton to be the one who would be willing to listen to him. But he didn't mind at all. He would willingly sleep next to Patton, especially to protect him from all of the shadows of the night. Patton was soft around the edges, like a clump of clay, wanting to be molded and caressed. There'd been plenty of times that he thought about what it would be like to get his arms wrapped around the other man. Now he might not only have a chance, but he was also going to get to tell his stories. Without waiting another moment, Remus began to tell his story, gesturing wildly and making noises to fit the scene. Patton smiled and laughed and acted scared, and all of the things a good audience would do. There were a few times that he actually shivered, that he would check behind his back, but Remus reached out, taking Patton's hand to remind him that he was there. He wouldn't let anything hurt his audience. "Could you tell that one again?" Patton asked, looking down at their hands, at the way they had interlaced together. Unfortunately, Remus shook his head. "Honestly, I don't remember half of the stories I tell. I just let all of the creative juices flow out of me and let them take shape. I don't really care what happens after that. My stories are meant to be heard once and only once." He smiled, going to pull his hand away from Patton's, but the other man held on. Patton laughed a bit, blushing. I think that's kind of cool. Then he began to lean forward, too far to the side to be a kiss, but Remus's breath caught in his throat. I'm glad you let me hear your stories. It feels like I got to learn a secret that no one else could learn. Patton's voice was so soft and so sweet that it made Remus shiver. He wasn't sure what he was expecting now, but he was excited to see what happened next. Patton pulled back, and the two of them looked at each other for a long time, ignoring the world around them until something in the forest crunched and Patton jumped. Remus was suddenly thankful for the muscles he gained from doing parkour as he picked Patton up and set the other man in his lap. He ran his fingers along Patton's spine, taking in a slow, deep breath. Don't worry, I'll protect you. And that was the truest thing he had ever said. Nothing in this world was going to stop him from protecting Patton. No shadows, no monsters, and no scary stories. Thank you all for listening. I think this one is really cute. I do hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you have a wonderful day.